Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a U.S. News Flash Update. I'll be covering what's going on with the weather and some about space. So let's get started. Today's date is May 19, 2024, time about 11:30 a.m. in Texas. This is U.S. episode 174. So we'll begin with what is currently going on in the U.S. We know on May 16 in Houston, Texas, we had the first ever in the history of Houston, a derecho occur. Straight line winds up to 100, 110, 120 miles per hour that decimated certain sections of Houston, including the downtown area, downing trees, downing power transformers. There are still tens of thousands of people without power. It's expected it will hopefully be returned within the next week before another storm system occurs. We had 7 deaths, and this extended also into Louisiana. We understand today, I believe that comes from Ryan Hall, Y'all Weather. Kansas is at a risk for a similar event to happen as happened in Houston, Texas on May 16, a derecho, severe storms, tornadoes, large hail. Now, all of these things are occurring, and we understand from Mike from around the world, who works for the NSA, plus other individuals, that because we have events going on in space, impacting the sun, impacting the earth, that these events will become much more frequent. Derecho, straight line winds, large hail, frequency, and larger tornadoes, and occurring in areas not seen before, as we see this derecho event that occurred in Houston, Texas on May 16, first ever. So that's going on. Also from space, from the sun, according to suspicious observers, we have a G2 geomagnetic storm today, KP index of 6. That means we may see auroras down to the northern part of the U.S. Now, Mike from around the world says that we have 19 X-flares inbound on the way. So we can look for the impact of that. He also states that it may be possible that in the near future the government will withdraw from the public its public government information regarding space, including SOHO. EARTHMASTER is giving some information about potential earthquake areas, and we have impacting the San Andreas for the last 7 days. We have swarms of earthquakes occurring in a branch of the San Andreas, the Imperial, that extends down into Baja, Mexico. We also have had a swarm on another branch of the San Andreas, Brawley, largest so far, 3.9. We have swarms going on Hawaii near Kilauea volcano. So that's going on. Now, EARTHMASTER believes that these swarms that have been going on in the last 7 days on these 2 branches of the San Andreas, the Imperial, and the Brawley, may lead to a trigger point on the San Andreas of a possible 8. So that's going on. Now we have a little more detail on the 3.9 near in the Brawley area, Brawley branch of the San Andreas, 7 miles deep. Brawley seismic has had 200 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. In the last 7 days, on the California border, the Imperial has also had a swarm. And May 13 to 19, the Brawley is close to the trigger zone for the San Andreas. We have ETN News giving information about what's going on in Hawaii. Near Kilauea, they've had a swarm. They also have an anomaly, a hot spot in their soil. Also brings this information out near LaGrange, Georgia. 6 miles deep, we had a 2.2. And the New Madrid seismic zone near Ripley, Tennessee, we had a 3.8. That was 4.5 miles deep. AccuWeather reports the Houston storms of May 16, 16 dead, and also extended to Louisiana with a straight line wind, the Derecho. There are currently, late Friday, there were 600,000 without power in Texas, 27,000 without power in Louisiana. And we're looking for high temperatures this weekend. It's in the 90s. Not good to be without power when you're going up to the 90s. Now I'll cover a little bit about what's going on in the space weather that's also impacting the weather on Earth. This has to do with, some people call it Planet X. Some people say that we're going to have a binary sun, Nibiru. I believe it's multiple events that are going to impact Earth. And this is occurring. Suspicious observers and BP Earthwatch put out some good information on the cycle that occurs about every 13,000 years. I believe we're in it. And I also had my information from God. What's the reason for these cycles? According to God, it's a recharge for the solar system. But, so this is taking place, and according to multiple sources, will increase volcanoes, earthquakes, not only in number but intensity, storms. We will see more of the derecho straight line wind storms. According to Mike from around the world, the wind speeds could go up to 200 miles per hour. We will see larger and more intense hurricanes, and so on. So it's a good time to prep and pray. This concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.